Welcome to this tutorial on using the AudioBox USB audio interface to record audio in Shawnee Television Studio. So we're starting in Adobe Audition, and I'm going to create a new multi-track session. So File, New Multi-Track Session. And I think I already have a folder created, so AudioBox Tutorial, we'll put it inside this folder, actually this folder here, and I'm going to choose it, and I'm going to name the session 3. AudioBox tutorial, and tack my last name on everything. So here's my audio session. There's the mixer side. If you haven't seen that yet, you'd be able to record multiple tracks and then set the faders on the mixer so that it's mixed appropriately. But for this tutorial, we're just going to talk about the input side, not really the mixing and the output side. At this point, we're going to take a look at what it looks like in Shawnee's studio. We're going to be using the C1000 microphone in the closet to record audio. So there's a pop filter on the front. You want to stand about 8 inches away from the microphone and deliver your voiceover into the mic. You can use a music stand to hold your script in here, and then the mic cable kind of travels up to the top, down into the computer lab, and then you got to kind of track it. Sometimes it's sitting in a coil right up here, or you can kind of trace it to where it's going. So as of right now, it's somewhere over here up top. So you can plug directly into this USB interface, and this will be on top of the shelf somewhere around the room. And then patch the USB side into the back of the computer on the USB ports, and we'll take it from here inside of the tutorial. One note though, if this isn't long enough to reach your computer, you can piggyback 2 XLR cables. So, grabbing another XLR cable from around the room, patching the female side to the male side, and extending the male side to whatever computer you are on the other side of the room, so that you can plug the USB cable into one of those computers to record your audio. And now that we've seen what the AudioBox looks like and where things are located, you already have it patched to the back of your machine with the USB, and we're going to set up the input side of things. So the default stereo input is going to be the internal microphone. We actually want to set it to the AudioBox for input. So we have to go to the audio hardware. So you click this little arrow and go to audio hardware, and we're going to change the default input here to AudioBox USB. And this warning message will pop up, and we can just yes to continue. And we're going to continue from here. Okay, so now that we have the AudioBox configured in the hardware preferences, we can now go into the input again, and we're going to choose AudioBox from front left or from front right. So depending on where you have the XLR cable plugged into the front of the box, here I have it into the left, we would have to have that selected. So that is how you set the input so that you're ready to record, and you're going to record arm the track. And then if I talk directly into the microphone, you will be seeing that left and right audio is coming in. We do want it to say mono. If we were to say stereo and then from left, you're only going to see one side. So I'm coming in from the right-hand side of the box. I definitely want it to be mono. Mono means it'll come in from one source and play out equally through both speakers. Stereo means there's usually 2 microphones as a source. So it's left and right information, so you can kind of hear things coming from the left and things coming from the right. So we want mono from left, and if you want to be able to hear what you're doing, you have to click the I to monitor the input. Now I'm wearing headphones right now, so when I click this, I should now be hearing it in the headphones. If you did not have headphones on and you had the headphones unplugged, you would probably get a high-pitched squeal. That's going to be feedback. So what's happening is audio is playing out of the speakers into the microphone, out of the speakers into the microphone. You would hear this especially if it if you had the input still set to default stereo input, because it's kind of playing out of the speakers at the bottom of the machine and into the microphone at the top of the machine, and it gets this kind of fast loop and very high amplitude, high frequency feedback. So you want to be careful with this button. It probably wouldn't feedback if the microphone is in another room, like how we currently have it set up, and it definitely won't feedback if you have headphones on. So you want to make sure that you're monitoring. And you're also going to look at your meter. So as your subject is counting about 8 inches off of the microphone, you want to set the gain on the box so that you're metering right about where we are, right about -18. If I was to turn up the gain or get closer to the microphone, notice that we're like burying it out at 3 and it won't even allow me to go up to 0. There's a limiter on the box that it says clip, and it kind of like flashes red. You definitely don't want to be clipping. It's going to sound really distorted. So if I was to record this just to show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, see how it's like kind of like truncating the track here, and not giving you like a smoother waveform, kind of like this. I'm a lot further away from the microphone now. That's clipping. So let's listen back and just notice that. I'm going to unrecord on and play back. Just to show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how it's like kind of like truncating the track here, and not giving you like a smoother waveform, kind of like this. I'm a lot further away from the microphone now. So that's kind of going to do it for the tutorial. At this point, you would be able to record your voiceover, and my recommendation is to just record the whole voiceover and not stop and start the recording process. Let your talent in the recording booth do their thing. If they make a mistake, stop, take the line over again, and then you're going to use editing within the tracks here to make it seamless. This way, like starting and stopping isn't interrupting them and kind of like raising the tension in they're performing. So that's pretty much going to do it for this tutorial. Once you have your audio recorded, then you would get into the editing side, and we'll cover that in class.